Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Jaya Jaya Ram. Jaya Jaya Ram. Om Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Om Shri Ramachandraya Namaha. Atulita Baladhamam Hemashailaabhadeham Danujavana Krishanum Jnaninam Agraganyam Sakala Gunanidhanam Vanaranam Adhisham Raghupati Priya Bhaktam Vatajatan Namami. Raghupati Priya Bhaktam Vatajatan Namami. Om Shri Hanumate Namaha. Om Dhyayami Chinmayanandam Gurudevam Mahamatim Premapurnam Kriyashilam Sada Lokahiteratam Kripalum Sundarakaram Samartham Satyadarshinam Vacha Tattva Prakashinya Shoka Moha Vinashinam. Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Om Namah Shri Tulsi Dasa Sadvarishtaya Dhimate Puritam Hridayam Yena Rama Premamrite Name. Om Shri Tulsi Dasaya Namaha. Shri Ram. Hari Om, a warm welcome. Bharata, having established why he cannot take the throne and it is meant for Ramchandra ji alone, persuaded everybody to join him and go to the forest and bring Ramchandra ji back. With that thought, he made everybody happy. Everybody were delighted. And everybody were so happy that they are going to meet Ramchandra ji, see Ramchandra ji. And everybody was so delighted, Sanamukha hota jo Ramapada karai na sahasa sahaya. They were so happy to see Ramapada. This we saw in the 185th Chaupai. They left everything, property, house, everything. They did not bother about anything. Some said, well, elderly people need not come, they should stay back and things like that. The other one said, no. Why do you have to stop them? They are coming to see they have to get the fruit of their very living in this life. Therefore, let them all come. So everybody started. Continuing in the 186th verse. घर घर साजहि बाहन नाना हर्ष हृदय पर भात पयाना भरत जाई घर कीन्ह बिचारु नगरु बाजी गज भवन भंडारु संपत्ति सब रघुपति कह आही जाओ बिनु जतन चलाऊं तेजिताही तौ परिणाम न मोरी भलाई पाप शिरोमणि साई दोहाई करई स्वामी हित सेवकु सोई दूषण कोटि देई खिन कोई अस बिचारी सुचि सेवक बोले जे सपने हु निज धर्म न डोले कहीं सब मरमु धरमु भल भाषा जो जेहि लायक सोते ही राखा करी सब जतनु राखी रखवारे राम मातु पही भरतु सिधारे आरत जननी जानी सब भरत सनेह सुजान कहे बनावन पाल की सजन सुखासन जान सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भई सब संतन की जय सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. Another beautiful expression of how a real leader should behave. Excellent expression in the next 3 chaupais we will see. घर घर साजहि बाहन नाना हर्षु हृदय पर भात पयाना. The very thought that they are meeting Ramchandraji brought so much of delight in everyone. They immediately after bowing down to the preceptor Vasishtaji, they also bowed down to Bharata. When they bowed down to Bharata, there was a real love towards Bharata. All these days they had varied opinions about Bharata, and some of them did doubt that Bharata has a role to play, but when they came to know the true, pure, unsullied love of Bharata towards Ramchandraji, their love towards Bharata multiplied. So with that love, with that devotion, they bowed down to Bharata, they ran to their homes, and ghara ghara sajai, in every house, bahana nana, varieties of vahana, whatever they could. Sajahi, what is that? They cleaned up, made everything ready. Wherever there are wheels and oil has to be put and all that, they checked every vehicle. Everything were kept perfect. Harashu hridaya paramartha. They are so delighted. Parabhata payana, they got ready because early morning they have to leave. So they got everything ready. Bharat jai ghar kinha bicharu. On reaching his own apartment, his own palace, Bharata thought for himself. Nagaru bhaji gaja bhavanu bandaru. Nagaru, city. Baji means horses. Gaja, elephants. Bhavana, houses. Bhandaru, the treasury, the kingdoms, the palace treasury. Sampati, Saba, Raghupati kya hai. All these belongs to Raghupati, towards Rama only. Nothing is mine. Everything belongs to Rama. Jobinu jatana chalaita jitahi. If in case I leave them just like that, in my love and in my great delight, if I just leave to see Rama, then I cannot be a good sevaka. I cannot just leave them like that and go. Because it belongs to Rama, it becomes more and more important for me to see that everything is kept proper, everything is taken care, even during my absence. Please note, these three chaupais we will see how beautiful is Bharata's heart, no doubt, along with that, how clear he is, how responsible he is. We will see. Taya parinamana mori bhalai. If I leave it unprotected, then the result will not be good for me. Why? If I am a good sevak of Rama, I must take care of all his property, and everything belongs to Rama only. Therefore, it is my duty to see that everything is well protected. Papa Siromani Sai Dohai. The one who is disloyal to the masters will only, they will only incur a lot of sins. Yeah, me being a loyal servant of the master, I must be responsible enough to take care of all his property. Karai Swami Hita Sevaku Soi. The servant that he is, Bharata is, should serve at the interests of the master. Every servant must serve according to the interests of the master. Rama would not love me to leave if I leave things as it is and just go being very irresponsible. No, he will not like me. Dushana koti dei kinakoi. And no matter, even if somebody brings millions of accusations, doesn't matter. I will first see to it that everything is protected. Asabichara suchi sevaka bole. Pondering thus, thinking thus, analyzing the condition, he summoned his faithful servants. Everybody have their own group of faithful people, you see. And the king will always have his faithful servants who are so dedicated, so committed. Those people, even in their dream, will not falter from dharma, from their duty. Such servants he selected. Kahi sabu maramu dharamu bhala bhasha. And talking to them very, very clearly. He spoke everything openly, without any secret. He spoke everything to them and taught them what is their paramount duty in protecting the, all the properties. People who would not come, who would stay back because they cannot walk. So those people who would stay back, Jo jehi layak so tehi rakha, and entrusted them with the work of taking care of the elders, at the same time the property. So that way he has made sure that the properties of Bhagavan is kept intact. There is this Chanakya Niti. In the Chanakya Niti, there are sutras basically, Chanakya Sutras it is called. In Chanakya Sutras it is said, Yo yasmin karmani kusalaha saha tasminneva yoktavyaha. Those people who are perfect in a particular activity, they must be given that very activity. Then the activity also will be good and successful. So what did Bharata do? He called upon those people who are very, very efficient and proficient in these particular activities and entrusted them. See, very simple. A person who is a boxer, let us say, he should not be given to cooking. Go and cook. Bisi bele bath, masala dosa. He will make a mess out of it. Or a cook should not go to give a karate fight unless he is a karate expert. Is it not? Swadharme nidhanam shreyaha paradharmo bhayavaha. I often quote this. I must have quoted several times even in these classes. What is Swadharma? Minding my own business. What is Paradharma? That which is none of my business. So what is good for me, I should take up that. Similarly, Bharata gave appropriate work to appropriate sevaks and then gave them the right way of dealing with it. Spoke to them. Kari sabujat anurakhi rakhavare. After making all arrangements and posting the appropriate guards at appropriate places, Ramu matu pahi Bharatu sidhare. Bharata went to Ramchandraji's mother Kaushalyaji, he went there. Now the speciality in Bharata, look at that. He was indeed very emotionally struck by what all happened in Ayodhya. At the same time, he never lost his senses. Most important feature which we have to understand. Whatever may be the conditions around, don't lose your poise. Bharata very beautifully depicted. He was emotionally struck, but he never lost his poise. So perfect. He was extremely competent to handle situations, good, bad, indifferent. Think how beautifully he handles. And we will see this in Bharata all through. Second is, he has a tremendous ability to handle situations in the right perspective. One is ability to handle in the right perspective is another very important point a leader should have. And he should not be emotionally carried away. Please note, this I repeat again, a leader should never be carried away by emotions, even though emotional situations are there. His poise will not allow him to get carried away. And Bharata depicted so clearly. Meaning what? One must be very sensible and sensitive. Now see how beautifully he responds. Arat janani jani sab bharata saneha sujan. When he went to Mother Kaushalya, all the three mothers, yes, including Kaikeyi. Now let us understand, Kaikeyi also has understood, repented for her flaw, her unintelligent way. But remember, at this juncture we should also understand, Kaikeyi was driven to do this so that Rama goes to the forest. This part we must never forget. So we should not develop a hatred to Kaikeyi, but all people who behave that way without being forced by others, meaning for the sake of personal benefit, if somebody acts like that, they have to be condemned. But in this case, though the entire Ayodhya condemned Kaikeyi, let us also understand she was driven to do so that Rama would go to the forest to kill Ravana. This part we must never forget. It must be at the back of our mind. Alright. So, all the mothers, they were in utter distress. Alright. Bharata Sanehus Jana. Bharata understood everything because one, his love towards his mothers. Now Bharata also must have understood that Kaikeyi has realized, repented. So probably he must also have come down from his stand of, hating his mother, etc., etc. So he understood the love of his mothers towards Rama and their heart which is in utter distress. So, Kahehu Banavana Palaki, he immediately what did he do? He called his servant and said, ordered 3 proper palanquins so that they also can come and see Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra ji, Sajana Sukhasana Jana. And that palanquin must have appropriate cushion, seating arrangement, or even to stretch everything. All that should be well equipped, he ordered. Look at that. Situation is so powerful, at the same time, he has never left his poise. He is sensible, he is sensitive, he has love, and he is careful, and he is responsible. Continuing. Chakka chakki jimi pura nara nari chahata prata ura arata bhari जागत सब निसि भयउ निहाना, भरत बोलाए सचिव सुजाना, कहेउ लेहु सबु तिलक समाजु, बनहि देव मुनि राम ही राजू, बेगी चलहु सुनि सचिव जोहारे, तुरत तुरग रथ नाग संवारे, अरुंधति अरु अगिनि समाऊ, रथ चढ़ी चले प्रथम मुनि राऊ, विप्रबूंद चढ़ी बाहन नाना, चले सकल तप तेज विधाना, नगर लोग सब सजि सजि जाना, चित्रकूट कह कीन्ह पयाना, शिबिका सुभगन जाहि बखानी, चढ़ी चढ़ी चलत भई सब रानी, सौंपी नगर सुचि सेवकनी, सादर सखल चलाई, सुमिरि राम सिय चरण तब, चले भरत दो भाई, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भई सब संतन की जय, सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। चक्क चक्की जिमि पुर नर नारी, चहत प्रात उर आरत भारी। All the, chakka chakki, just as the chakravaka birds, chakka male, chakki female, just as the male and female birds, they were so distressed and waiting for the dawn. We have discussed this earlier. Similarly, the Naranari, the men and women of the city, they were all longing for the dawn, that they did not sleep the whole night. Very many times it happens. Something very beautiful that has to happen the next morning, the whole night we won't sleep. Is it not? Early morning, let us say 5:30, we have to pick up a train, board a train. We might have kept an alarm at 4 o'clock, so that I can sleep up to 4 o'clock, get up at 4 o'clock, get ready and go for the railway station, probably, or even 3:30 maybe. But what happens? Even before the bell rings, you turn it off. Why? You never slept. Isn't it? Similarly, most of them, Jagata Sabanisi Bhayav Bihana, they kept awake the whole night and waiting for the dawn. Bharata bolai sachiva sujana. Bharata summoned all his wise counselors, everybody, he called them for a meeting. Kahimullohu sabu tilaka samaju, and told them. He suddenly, probably at night, he must have thought. And then early morning he called all of them and he said, take all the materials, waters of the holy river, and all the appropriate materials, so that we will install Rama as the Raja there in the forest itself. Then and there we will install him as the king of Ayodhya and then bring him back. Therefore, take all the materials. Banahi Deva Muni Rama hi Raju. Deva Muni, Vasishta ji, he will crown Rama there in the forest itself. Banahi. Begi chala husuni suchi was johari. All the ministers were extremely, and every point, every time Bharata says something, it only brings exceeding joy to all of them. And hearing, the ministers immediately bowed down and they ran. And in fact, they probably knew this would happen. This might happen. Probably they must have kept everything ready. Turata turagata thar naga savari. Everybody started and then equipped all the horses, chariots, and elephants. Turaga, horses, Ratha, chariot, Naga, the elephant, everything was kept ready, well equipped. Arundhati Aru Agini Samavu. Arundhati, wife of Vasishta Maharshi, she and along with all the materials also, the requirements for Agnihotra, etc. to be done there, everything was kept ready. Ratha chadhi chale prathama Muniravu. First Ratha, Muniravu Vashishtaji, along with his wife and all the important things, he got into the Ratha. Biprabundha chadi bahana nana. All Brahmanas who have to conduct all the rituals, etc., and everybody, they all also got into the Ratha. Ratha means in their own vahanas. Chale sakala tapate janidhana. And there was so much of glow in everybody. And because of all the materials, everything, and the thought about the Patabhisheka, all spiritual glow was there in everyone. Nagara loga saba saji sajijana. People, even people started following one after the other. All of them started following, equipped with their own requirements. Chitrakuta kahakinha payana. All of them with their own, conveniences. They all started left towards Chitrakuta. Sibika subhagan jahi bakhani chadhi chadhi chalat bhai sabrani. All the queens, they got into the palanquins and they all were lifted. And the best people to lift the palanquins, who will move the palanquin without bringing lot of strain and stress to the queens. Such perfect palanquin lifters were ordered, and then they all started. Time and again we see Sabika Subhagan Najai Bakhani, cannot be described. That much of joy is there. Saupi Nagar Suchi Sevakani Sadar Sakal Chalai. Saupi Nagara, they entrusted the Nagara Suchi Sevakani with all the very, very appropriate, faithful servants. Sadara Sakala Chalai, everybody started the whole, party. Party means what? The whole kingdom, in a manner of saying, started. Sumiri Rama Siya Charana Taba. While starting, they remembered Bhagavan Sri Ramchandraji and Sitaji's feet, and they started Chale Bharata Do Bhai. Bharata and Shatrughna Do Bhai, they started. Now, one very important point. Now we will see that in the future, a few chaupais and all we will see. This journey of Bharata to Chitrakoot, Bharata, Shatrughna and all of them put together, this journey, and later we will see Hanumanji's journey towards Lanka. Journey of Bharata from Ayodhya to Chitrakoot, and Hanumanji's journey from Rameshwaram to Lanka. These two journeys are extremely important for every sadhaka, you and me. Tremendous amount of, what do you call it as, learnings, teachings are given in these for us to understand how you and I can become a real sevaka, how you and I can become a real sadhaka, how you and I become a good seeker to reach the higher. Beautiful journey we will see. And then it is also beautifully presented from the standpoint of you and me, from our seeker standpoint. That is very beautiful. One should live, or one should take up rather such wonderful yatras. Many times we, many people, have their own opinions. We should not, condemn them or something. But at the same time, many people have got some wrong opinion about yatras, pilgrimage, etc. But pilgrimage will always bring tremendous amount of knowledge for seekers. Let me tell you one thing. Somebody going to Ayodhya, somebody going to Mathura, somebody going to Shabarimala, yatra. So many yatras people take up. Rameshwaram, what is that? Jyotirlingas, 12 Jyotirlingas, etc. Yatra they go. Bhagavan is only one, and wherever you are, there alone is Bhagavan. Please understand this. But the fact that we are unable to experience the Bhagavan in me itself is one can understand that I am not yet prepared mentally. And therefore, what do? The preparation of our mind is through various means. One of the very time-tested, excellent mean is yatra, pilgrimage. One must go. Don't underestimate, please. These two yatras are excellent in teaching us why we should take a yatra. Therefore, don't underestimate yatra. Oh, as though Bhagavan is not there in our house. Like, very often oft-quoted example, mother and father go to pilgrimage. The son asks, why do you want to go to pilgrimage? Oh, to see Bhagavan. Bhagavan is everywhere, you said. Yes. If Bhagavan is everywhere, if he is there in temple, he is at home also because he is everywhere. Yes. If he is at home, he is in my bedroom also. Yes. If he is in my bedroom, he is on my bed also. Yes, I will remain in my bed only. Horizontal meditation. Foolish, is it not? One must take up yatra for the sake of educating ourselves about our own mind. One must take yatra. And that is established in these two yatras especially. We will see. Continuing in the 188th Chaupai. रामदरस बस सब नर नारी जनु करि करि निचले तकी बारी बनसिय राम समुझि मन माही सानुज भरत पया देहि जाहि देखि सनेहु लोग अनुरागे उतरी चले हय गय रथ त्यागे जाई समीप राखी निज डोली राम मातु मृदुबानी बोली तात छड़हु रथ बलि महतारी होई ही प्रिय परिवारु दुखारी तुम्हारे चलत चली ही सब लोगु सकल शोक कृस नहीं मग जोगु सिर धरि बचन चरण सिरुनाई रथ चढ़ी चलत भये दो भाई तमसा प्रथम दिवस करि बासु दूसर गोमति तीर निवासु पय आहार फल आसन एक निसि भोजन एक लोग करत राम हित नेम व्रत परिहरि भूषण भोग सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. What a beautiful, presentation, I tell you, so wonderful. राम दरस बस सब नर नारी जनु करि करि निचले तकी बारी. Just as curry elephants, they rush in pursuit of water. Normally it is said, elephants get very attracted to water. And that is why many videos we say, they go jump, especially baby elephants. Some videos we see in that YouTube reels and things like that. It is a very baby elephant. They go play, jump, and then one tub of water, they go jump inside, they go inside, lie down, splash water everywhere, spray water on them also. They get delighted out of water. Just as elephants, rush towards the water, one for playing, another one for quenching their thirst. All of them were caught with the longing to see Ramchandraji and Sita ji. So, that zeal in them made them, happily walk towards that Chitrakuta. How beautifully they were walking. Banasiya Ramu Samuji Manamahi. Realizing that Ramchandraji and Sita ji are in the woods, Sanuja Bharata Payodehi Jahi. Bharata, along with his younger brother, Sa Anuja, Bharata also started on foot. Yes, both of them started walking on foot. Why? Ramchandraji and Sita ji also have gone on foot only. They did not take chariot. So they also started on foot. Dekhi sanehu log anurage, utari chale haya gaya ratha tyage. Now please be very attentive. Please be very attentive. Bharatji and Shatrugna, both of them walking on foot to meet Ramchandraji is understandable, because Ramchandraji and Sita ji also have left on foot. Therefore, with that same bhavana, they also walk. The moment they start walking on foot, the love and affection which the people have towards Ramchandraji, Sita ji, and towards Bharata and Shatrugna, utari chale, all of them got down. Haya, Gaya, Ratha, be it horses or elephant or Ratha, Tyage, giving up all of that, they also got down and started walking. Jai Sami Parakhi Nija Doli, Rama Matu Mridubani Boli. Rama Matu, Kaushalya ji started looking at people. People were all walking. Ratha was empty. Elephant and horses were also walking without anybody over them. Everybody were walking. Some people were elderly people. They can't walk. But the enthusiasm in them made them walk. Panting probably, sweating, etc., etc. Kaushalya ji saw everything, and then she thought, this is not right. So she asked that palanquin carriers, go near Bharata quickly. And then she went near Rama Matu. Mridubani Boli, she again spoke to Bharata with lot of, love and careful. Tata, my dear child, Chadau Rata, Bali Mahatari. Chadau, please get into the chariot. Hoi hi priya parivaru dukhari. Or else, all the parivaru, the near and dear ones who are coming along with us, because of their love towards us, they will also don't get into the chariot or horse or the elephant. They are also walking because you are walking, because of the love they have for you. At the same time, Parivaru Dukhari, they will be in trouble. They cannot walk. Their legs will pain. Elderly people cannot walk. They cannot take such a long journey. Therefore, Chadaurat, please get into the chariot. Tumare chalata chalihi sabulog. Seeing you walking on foot, everybody is walking over the foot. Sakala soka krasam nahi magajohu. And all of them are already grieving because of the separation of Rama. When they are already grieving, walking will become more troublesome. This is a very important psychological factor. If you are worried and suffering, walking a small distance also will be more and more painful. If you are very enthusiastic, you will run. But at the same time, what about the elderly people? They are already grieved. Therefore, pain will be more, doubled in a manner of saying. Therefore, it is not right. Siradhari bachana charana sirunai ratha chadi chalata bhaye do bhai. Understanding the condition, accepting the words of the mother, charana sirunai, they bow down at her feet. And ratha chadi, They got into chariot. Chalata Baido Bai, both the brothers, when they started getting into the chariot, and they got into, and they started, then everybody, they also got into their ratha or the elephant or horses. They also started continuing their journey. And Tamasa Prathama Divasa Karibaso. At the first night, they stayed in Tamasa river, where Ramchandra also had stayed. Dusara Gomati Tira Nivasu. And the second night, they halted at the bank of Gomati river. In 2 lines, he brought them full journey. Tulsi Dasi brings them. First night, they halted at Tamasa river. Second night, they halted at Gomati river. Paya Ahara Pala Asana Eka. Some of them lived on milk, on some fruits. Nisi Bhojana Ekaloga. Some of them, they must have taken some meals which they have packed for themselves. Karata Rama Hita Nema Vrata Parihari Bhushana Bhoga. And many of them, they gave up Bhushana, all ornaments, luxuries, it's everything at home itself, and they took some vows. Karata Ramahita Nema Vrata, some austerities they started following. Some of them took some vrata. Kandhamula Phalakai, it's a very common statement in Ramayan, you will find everywhere, that they ate only the basic root, fruits, etc. And then they all started moving. See, this Tamasa river is there is a branch of river called Ghagara or Ghagara. There is one river which is about 25 to 30 kilometers, about 10 miles from Ayodhya, this river, and then it passes through, and then Azam Ghat, they say, there is one particular place, and then they enter and join Sarayu river. This Tamasa river, therefore, is considered a very, very sacred river. Many people go there because Ramchandraji stayed there. And again, his devotees stay there. Many people go and visit that place, Tamasa river. They stay one night there. Even though they don't have any other work to do, they stay one night there as a bhavana. They stay there. So this is one information. Now, one very important point, a few points I will tell you. For sadhaks, most important is maintaining the enthusiasm. This enthusiasm is extremely required for every sadhaka. And the interesting part is, enthusiasm remains when everything is fine. Do you understand? Can you relate it with yourself? Very many times, enthusiasm remains when everything is fine. But when something goes wrong, that enthusiasm level drops. Sometimes in some people, enthusiasm is created because of the external factor, not from within. For them, the fall of that enthusiasm will be drastic. Damar, it will come down. People will go back. They will not even take up the journey. Abba, not possible. Pa. For us, it is not possible. Reason is because that inner eagerness will not be there. Even in listening to Ramayan, we have certain expectation. We have certain standards for ourselves which we have set up, whether right or wrong. If it is not so, you will stop. Once you stop, then it will be very difficult for you to start again. Is it not? This happens when the inner eagerness is much less. In sadhana, that eagerness to reach the higher must be absolutely intact. And along with that, there should be enthusiasm to forego all sort of problems, situations, conditions, hindrances, obstacles, obstructions, so many will come. In fact, the more enthusiastic you are, more obstructions will come to test you whether you have that enthusiasm, when you really have that eagerness to reach. Very important. Especially people who trek to one place. Many of them come back halfway. Why? That enthusiasm gets drained out if there are obstructions and hindrances. Unless that eagerness to reach the higher goal is complete, is in full measure, to reach is always difficult. It is difficult, it is not impossible. Similarly, our goal must be, Gurudev often says, I also keep referring to his statement, your goal must be so high that you should not be able to reach. But in the process of reaching the goal, we elevate ourselves from where we are to a higher plane. That comes only when there is enthusiasm, when there is real requirement to reach the goal, real enthusiasm to reach the goal, that eagerness to reach the goal. Every sadhak must have. And most important, we must be very sensitive to the conditions around. Many people come to camps. Swamiji, you are conducting a camp, I heard. Yes. How are the facilities, Swamiji? Do you have AC rooms there? Such people will not learn anything, please. Sorry. What are the other, having come such a long distance, we would like to go around and see all the important places there, Swamiji. What are all the places which we can go and see? When will they go? During the class, they will find a Ola or a taxi wala when they go itself, and then many people go absconding in the classes. They come there till there. From there, they go in taxis, go and attend all the other sightseeing, and then come back by evening. And in the class, because they have gone from morning to evening, tired in the class, some people sound sleep. What is the purpose of coming to a sadhana camp? Think. So our goal must be very clear, and our path towards the goal must be very, very, very clear. It is definitely understandable. Mind will want to go hither and thither, but a sadhaka is one who holds on and who does not get distracted. Think. So holding on to the goal is extremely important. 1. 2. In sadhana, I keep telling always, in sadhana, you have no relationships. You are always alone in sadhana. Even when you go 50 people, 100 people to a camp, in the camp, during the sessions, you are alone. A sadhaka must be alone. There is no joint venture in sadhana. There is no group dynamism in sadhana. You have to be alone. You must initiate yourself. You have to enthusiastically be with yourself and yourself alone. And alone is many people get afraid of. Oh, I am alone. Gurudev, people will feel lonely. I left my wife and children at home. I don't know what will they be doing. I can't understand. I am not able to. Why my mind is distracted? If you cannot be alone with yourself, why inflict it on others? Think. This is what Gurudev says. In sadhana, be alone. There is no joint venture, please. You may be in a group, but in sadhana you are alone. Sadhana camp may be with people, but in sadhana we are alone. Remember this always. And we must also be sensitive towards co-sadhaks. Yes, you are alone, therefore you get lost. No. I am alone in my sadhana, but when the sadhaks are around, I should be sensitive. I must be sensible. Now look at Bharata. When mother says, because of you, all of them will be in trouble, therefore you get into the chariot. Quietly they bowed their head and got into the chariot. Meaning, when a situation comes, sometimes you have to give up your comfort or something, we must happily give up that comfort or our own conditionings. One is comfort, another one is conditionings. No, I will be like this only. I am a sadhak, I am a seeker, I have to be like this only. Those are all not sadhanas, they are adamancy. We are not talking of adamancy here. We have to be sensible and sensitive enough to accept the conditions. At the same time, never waver in your mind from your goal. Be firm in your goal, but at the same time, small pinpricks, small adjustments we have to make. This much of understanding we must have to be practical even in sadhana. How beautifully Bharatji and Shatrugnaji, they accepted the conditions. They were firm in their goal to reach Rama, but at the same time, they were responsible enough to make sure that everything is fine. They were courteous enough to accept the word of the mother, obey the word of the mother for the sake of the good of all. This common adjustments one has to make at the same time without giving up our goal. A very important feature in our journey towards the sadhya vastu of a sadhaka. More so you will find, more important points you will find when Hanumanji takes his trip to Lanka. That we will see more in detail there. Now we will continue tomorrow. Alright. Siyavar Ramachandra ki jai, Pavan Sutta Hanuman ki jai, उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय, श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय।